If you're a senior, and that moment when you rise from a chair has started to feel uncertain, your legs feeling shaky, weak, or like they might not quite hold you, I want you to pay close attention. Because that feeling is not just in your head, and it's not something you simply have to accept. It has real, understandable causes, and most of them can be improved. Most people lump it all together as just getting old and weak. But here's what they miss. There are actually several very different reasons your legs can feel weak when you stand, and they call for very different solutions. Knowing which one is yours is the difference between feeling helpless and taking back control. Here at Build After 50, we went through the research on strength, circulation, and balance. And today, I'm going to walk you through the real reasons your legs feel weak when you stand, how to tell them apart, and what you can do about each one. And stay with me until the end, because there's one crucial distinction. Are your legs truly weak, or are you actually feeling lightheaded? Because those two feel similar, but mean completely different things, and I'll show you how to tell. Let me give you the picture first. Standing up from a chair is one of the most demanding things you ask your body to do all day, and most people never realize it. In a single moment, your large leg muscles have to lift your entire body weight, your balance system has to steady you, and your blood pressure has to instantly adjust so your brain stays well supplied as you rise. Think of it like a rocket launch, several powerful systems all firing in perfect sequence. When every system fires on time, you stand smoothly, without a thought. But if any one of them is a little off, you feel it as weakness, wobble, or a swimming head. So the real question is, which system needs attention? Let's go through them. Real quick, if this is making sense, tap that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more seniors who feel this exact thing every day. And as you watch, pay attention to which reason rings true for you. All right, let's get into it. The first reason is the one most people assume, and often it's correct. Weakness in the big standing muscles. We'll call them the load-bearing pillars. The muscles in your thighs and your backside, your quadriceps and your glutes, are the pillars that lift you out of a chair. When they lose strength with age and disuse, that lift becomes a genuine struggle. In plain terms, the pillars aren't as strong as the load they're asked to carry. Here's the clue. If the difficulty is the effort of pushing yourself up, a heaviness, like the muscles just don't have the power, that points to strength. And strength, as we say often on this channel, can be rebuilt at nearly any age. Now, the second reason feels almost identical, but is completely different, and that's a drop in blood pressure when you stand. We'll call it the pressure dip. When you rise, your blood pressure has to adjust in an instant to keep your brain supplied. In many older adults, that adjustment happens a beat too slowly, so for a few seconds, blood pools in the legs and the brain runs a little short. In plain terms, it's not that the legs are weak, it's that the head goes light and the legs feel unreliable. The clue here is everything. If you feel dizzy, lightheaded, swimmy, or like you might black out for a moment when you stand, that's likely the pressure dip, not muscle weakness. It's common, it's important, and it's very much worth mentioning to your doctor because it raises the risk of falls. Stay with me, because the third reason connects to a theme we return to often: circulation. We'll call it the supply line. If blood flow to your legs is reduced, the muscles may not get the steady oxygen they need to feel strong and responsive, leaving them feeling tired or weak, especially with activity. In plain terms, an underfed muscle is a weak-feeling muscle. The clue is when leg weakness travels with other circulation signs: cramping when you walk, cold feet, or heaviness. If that's your pattern, it points toward blood flow. The fourth reason is about the wiring, and that's the nerves. We'll call it the faulty signal. Strong, steady standing depends on clear nerve signals from your brain and spine to your leg muscles. When those signals are disrupted by a low vitamin B12 level, by nerve changes from high blood sugar, or by a pinched nerve in the lower back, the legs can feel weak, unsteady, or even buckle. In plain terms, the muscle may be fine, but the instructions aren't arriving cleanly. The clue is weakness that comes with numbness, tingling, or back symptoms. And here's the hopeful part. Some causes, like a low B12, are simple to check and often treatable. Now, here's one that's easy to miss, the fifth reason, and that's the joints. We'll call it the unreliable hinge. When a knee or hip is painful or arthritic, the body instinctively guards it, and sometimes a sore knee can feel like it's about to give way. You may pull back from putting full weight on it without even deciding to. In plain terms, the leg holds back to protect a painful joint, and that protective hesitation feels like weakness. The clue is pain in a specific joint, or a sense that one particular knee or hip is the problem. And the sixth reason is the quiet one underneath many of the others, and that's simple deconditioning. We'll call it the downward spiral. When we sit more and move less, the standing muscles weaken, balance gets rustier, and the whole launch sequence gets shaky, which makes us want to move even less. In plain terms, the less we stand and walk, the harder standing and walking become. This is the most common contributor of all, and also the most reversible, which is genuinely good news. So let's bring it together. Your legs can feel weak when you stand because of weak load-bearing pillars, a blood pressure dip, a starved supply line, faulty nerve signals, an unreliable, painful joint, or the downward spiral of deconditioning. 6 reasons, and each one points to a different path forward. Now, here's the crucial distinction I promised, and it could keep you safe. Ask yourself, when I stand and feel unsteady, is it my legs or is it my head? If the feeling is in your legs, a heaviness, an effort, like the muscles can't do the lift, that points towards strength, circulation, nerves, or joints. But if the feeling is in your head, dizzy, lightheaded, swimming, faint, that points toward the blood pressure dip, and it's handled very differently. For that pressure dip, a simple, powerful habit helps a great deal. Rise in stages. Sit on the edge of the bed or chair for a moment. Let your body adjust. Then stand slowly and steady yourself on something solid before you take a step. Never rocket straight up. And stay well hydrated, since being low on fluid makes it worse. And whatever the cause, please bring this to your doctor, especially if your legs ever truly give way or buckle, if you've had a fall or a near fall, or if the weakness came on suddenly. Those deserve a proper look, because staying on your feet is staying independent. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, when you stand and feel unsteady, is it more in your legs or more in your head? That one detail matters, and your honest answer might help someone else reading understand their own experience. We read every comment here at Build After 50, and your answers often become our next videos. And before you go, if this helped, the next video you should watch is right here. It explains why you feel dizzy when you stand up too fast, the blood pressure side of this story, in full. It pairs perfectly with what we covered today. If you're new here, Build After 50 publishes new research-based health videos every week, made specifically for adults over 50 who want to stay strong, mobile, and independent for the long run. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so the next one finds you. And one important thing before we close. Everything we share here at Build After 50 is for educational purposes only. It's grounded in research, but it is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Leg weakness has many causes, and only a doctor who knows your history can pin down yours and guide what's safe. So before you make any changes, and especially if your legs are buckling or you've had a fall, please talk to your doctor. They know your situation better than any video ever could. Here's the thought I'll leave you with. The simple act of standing up, strong and sure, is one of the quiet foundations of an independent life. Understand what your legs are telling you, and you take a real step toward keeping that freedom. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, and we'll see you in the next one. This is Build After 50. Keep building.